Father, today we want to say thanks to you for such a beautiful day, for holding the rain, and for safe traveling mercies for everyone. Today we ask for your protection, for your guidance. We seek your covering. We seek your happiness. We are reminded, O God, of the scripture that says to us, every good gift and every perfect gift is from the God above. So today, we believe, O God, we are doing a good thing. So we want to invite your presence to be with us. We pray, O God, that whatever we do, whatever we say would bring honor and glory to your name. Give us the peace that passes all understanding. Give us your presence with us. And, O loving God, we will be mindful to give you the glory, the honor, and the praise. In Jesus' name, let everybody say, amen.
Please be seated. Honorable Mia Amor Motley, Prime Minister of Barbados. Honorable Adrien Ford, Minister of Youth and Community Empowerment. Honorable Wilfred Abrams. Mr. Peter Simmons, Trustee of the Maria Holder Memorial Trust and staff of the Trust. Permanent Secretary, Prime Minister's Office. Mr. Cleviston Hunt, Director of Youth. Pastor Ricardo Salmon, senior officials and government officers, Mr. Winston Cassius Clay Yearwood, Miss Akasha Callender, specially invited guests, residents of Silver Hill and surrounding communities, ladies and gentlemen, good evening. This evening, we welcome you all here for the official opening of the Chesterfield Bridgman Memorial Trust. Thank you. It's really a pleasure to be in a cool place. The drawback is, of course, that the wind will take flight with some of your paraphernalia. This evening, we get started with, of course, a young person. The center that will be officially opened is for young people and this community, and therefore it is fitting that I introduce you to young Janae Blenman, a 10-year-old student and senior prefect at the Christchurch Girls' School. She loves to play the violin and is currently preparing to write the grade 3 examination in music next week, as well as she will be taking the Barbados Secondary School's entrance exam in May as an early sitter. She has performed at several events at her church and other special services. Janae also had the opportunity to perform at her school's graduation in 2018. Ladies and gentlemen, Janae Blenman. Ladies and gentlemen, the Chesterfield Brewster Youth Empowerment Center is the place where young people will come together, where they will thrive and learn, explore, and enjoy right here in this community of Silver Hill. This community is really special to our next speaker. Special because he is the Minister of Youth and Community Empowerment, under which the Chesterfield Brewster Youth Empowerment Center will be managed. But he's also the sitting Member of Parliament for this constituency and the area. Join me in welcoming the Honourable Adrien Ford, MP, to deliver the welcome remarks.
Pleasant good afternoon to one and all. Let me just say a special thanks to the Master of Ceremonies, certainly Ms. Vanda Reed, a very good, hard-working member of the Ministry of Youth and Community Empowerment, the Honorable Mia Motley, the Prime Minister, members of Parliament, my colleague Minister Wilfred Abrams, of course, Mr. Peter Simmons, member of the Maria Holder Memorial Trust, Mr. Cleviston Hunt, our Director of Youth Affairs, members of staff of the Ministry of Youth and Community Empowerment, members of the press, other invited guests, constituents of the wonderful constituency of Christchurch West Central, welcome all. It indeed gives me great pleasure, as both Member of Parliament and Minister of Youth and Community Empowerment, to be part of this exciting and certainly transformative event. Let me at the outset welcome the Honourable Prime Minister, who has taken her time out of her busy schedule to be here with us today. The principals and trustees of the Maria Holder Memorial Trust, the officers of the ministry, the hard-working officers, I must say, the contractor who's responsible for this building. Certainly, I want to say a special mention to Mr. none other than Carlos Fillmore Millington, who worked assiduously to ensure that there is a beautiful landscape that we can enjoy this evening. And I want to say he is one of our young blockpreneurs, and a special welcome and thanks to Carlos Millington. I also want to pay a tribute to my colleague and friend, none other than the former MP and representative for this area, Joseph Joe Edgell. Unfortunately, he could not be with us today, but this was part of his dream. And he spoke to me on numerous occasions about building out Silver Hill and reshaping and reforming the Banco so that we can have the edifice of a building that we have today that can transform the lives of our young people. So I want to pay special homage to none other than Joseph Joe Edgell. And if he's in earshot, all the accolades go to you as a former member for the past, you spent about 15 years as the representative, and he did a wonderful job. I also want to recognize, of course, my good friend who's sitting to my right, none other than Cassius Clay, a Trojan in the area, an entertainer of renown and acclaim. Mr. Clay has taken his talents all over this world, and he, as a product of Silver Hill and this constituency, I want to recognize you today. Cassius Clay, can you please stand and let this crowd acknowledge you? Thank you. He has given me the promise today that he is willing to teach our young people in this constituency the skill of fair eating, entertainment, music, artistry, and I look forward to working with Cassius so we can build out the creative economy and the creative minds of our young people. And Cassius, I will walk foot in foot and certainly hand in hand on you with this type of project, because I believe you have tremendous ability and you have something to give to our young people. And I thank you and look forward to working with you, sir. As Member of Parliament and during the election, I stood on the same very spot and I made certain promises. Not only that we will have a building, an idyllic academic center, and a place where our young people and certainly community can not only dream the Barbadian dream, but have a place where the dreams can be realized. I said that as the candidate then, and today I want to say it was a promise made and a promise kept. And I want to say that along with that promise, I would have said as well that the Silver Hill Road tennis competition, the in-house competition, that competition would have the same prize money as the other national competition which runs simultaneously. And I'm happy today to say that the person who wins that in-house competition will receive a first prize of $5,000, just like the other competition. And I want to say today, Nick and all the guys in earshot, you will be rewarded for your efforts, because a community cannot build itself unless every single person in the community understands and recognizes that they have a role to play. And I want to say that it was a promise made and a promise kept. I'm also happy, of course, at the report that the community worked hard, tirelessly so, to ensure that this building, they actually, literally, they were part of the building of this structure. Whether there was the artisans that were involved in the construction work, whether it is the guys like Fillmore who worked beyond the call of duty, whether it is my friend Hyper Mums, and she's in earshot for sure, who would have cleaned the area up to this morning. I want to pay a special tribute to you today for your hard work, because the community must work together. This center is not only a center of excellence, it is your home. And I want you to treat it as such. I want you to take care of this facility in the same way you would much take care of your own homes. And I want you to understand that what you do here and what happens in this community and this building is a reflection of how you think about yourself. The pride in industry that we often speak of. You must understand that you have to give yourself the opportunity. And as a government, we recommit today to ensure that every single young person has that opportunity to live and dream the Barbadian dream. And we will provide the avenues and the facilities similar to the one that I'm standing right in front to ensure that we become world leaders. You have to soar beyond the horizon of Barbados. Put Barbados on the map and recognize that you have a whole nation behind you. When you do the right things, the wrong things stop. And I want to say today that you have to start doing the right things. In the words of a renowned journalist in America by the name of Lottie Daskell, when you stop doing the wrong things, it gives the right things the opportunity not only to catch up, but to have that Usain Bolt moment, past the wrong things. And we are asking our young people today, because we're not only telling you to take down and put down those destructive weapons, but we are giving you, through opportunities like these, the opportunity to pick up the tools of empowerment. You have to believe in the fact that you as a Barbadian, that you have this opportunity, this once in a lifetime opportunity to carry your candle and light up the world. And I'm saying, as a government and as minister, I will do everything within every connective tissue of my body to ensure our young people have that avenue. So I want, again, to thank the constituents, certainly the residents, the hard-working people. And I want to officially welcome you to Silver Hill and the Chesterfield-Bourne Center, Youth Empowerment Community Center. I want to say as well that this center will provide a safe and productive hub for our young people as we build them out both literally and figuratively. We are going to establish a community management committee a committee that will be responsible for the programs of the center. We are not saying as a ministry, we are going to do X program or Y program. We are saying, come to us with the ideas. Let us have a committee made up from the constituents. And we are going to put action based on the ideas that you have brought before us. That is the type of engagement we are going to have. Because this community must feel a sense of entitlement. This center belongs to you. And so we will treat to your needs. And that is our commitment. The center will comprise certainly of a recreational area, 3 shops. And I want to say today that one of the shops will be operated by a member of the disabled community. The disabled community, the most vulnerable, will have an opportunity to progress in Barbados. They will have a voice, and there will have a space. And I am saying today that one of the shops will be owned and operated by a member of the disabled community. And I think that we should be proud, because at the end of the day, when all is said and done, the moral test of any government is how it treats its most vulnerable. And we are going to take care of our most vulnerable. And trust me when I say the youth and the disabled, and even the elderly, the Trojans, like Cassius, they will be taken care of certainly by this government. Let me take this opportunity now today to announce as well that the training component of the building blocks, a project which was conceptualized 9 months ago. You know, they say this government is 9 months. It takes 9 months to born a baby. But today, I'm a happy father, because I want to say that the building blocks program will be built out in a special way, in a figurative way, in an academic way, in the next 2 weeks, with programs to ensure that the blockpreneurs have every single opportunity to be qualified. Because we said after we are building out the blocks and giving them spaces that they can operate their businesses, we are not going to leave them on a limb. We are going to engage them in the journey. So there is going to be mentorship. There is going to be an entrepreneurial class being taught. There's going to be resiliency being taught. There are going to be life skills programs in the same Chesterfield Brewster Center. We are going to ensure that those young people are given every opportunity to be true craftsmen of their faith. And I want to say as well that our young people must have a voice in this country. They must be seen as the most important cog in the development of Barbados. And I want to recommit this government, because we have made a promise to our young people that we will ensure that that voice that they have, that the voice is heard, and that action is taken based on their needs. Let me again, and for the final time, welcome each and every one of you to the Chesterfield Brewster community, and certainly the young people, and well, the community will involve young, the old, the elderly, the disabled, every single one to this event. And I want to say that, and I want to leave you all, especially with a quote that is dear to me, very dear. And it goes like this: one great building does not make a great community. When we build, let us think that we build forever. I will repeat. One great building does not make a great community. When we build, let us build forever. Great buildings come from great people, and all problems are solved by great designs. It is not the beauty of a building that you should look at. It is the construction of the foundation, which is built by the individual hands of the said community, working together, that will ensure that this building, this project, stand the test of time. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Do have a wonderful evening.
Thank you very much, Honorable Minister. We'll continue this evening with another young person. This time, Akiba Ray, like her sisters, has been blessed with the gift of singing. She's 8 years old and has been singing from the age of 4 at her church. She's a member of her school's choir, the Christchurch Girls' School, and is also a member of the Operations Triple Treat, where she dances and acts. In fact, she's currently an understudy for the upcoming production. Ladies and gentlemen, Akiba Ray.
You are here, moving in our midst. Now worship you. I worship you. You are here, working in this place. Now worship you. Now worship you. You are here, moving in our midst. Now worship you. Now worship you. You are here, working in this place. Now worship you. Now worship you. Waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper, light in the darkness, my God, that is who you are. Waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper, light in the darkness, my God, that is who you are. You are here, touching every heart. I worship you. Now worship you. You are here, meeting every heart. Now worship you. Now worship you. You are here, turning lives around. Now worship you. Now worship you. Waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper, light in the darkness. That is who you are. Waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper, light in the darkness, my God, that is who you are. You wipe away all the tears, you mend the broken hearts, you're the answer to it all. Jesus. You wipe away all the tears, you mend the broken hearts, you're the answer to it all, to it all. Jesus, yeah. Waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper, light in the darkness, my God, that is who you are. Now, Waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper, light in the darkness, my God, that is who you worship you. I worship you. You are here, mending the broken hearts. Now worship you. Now worship you.
Akiba Ray. Let her feel you. I was feeling her. Were you not feeling it? She is one of our young people in Barbados. I dare say, principal at Christ Church Girls' School, I see you smiling deep. Yes, one of your girls, Christ Church Girls' School, a school within the environs of this community. At this point, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to bring you another group of young people, the Barbados Youth Service Drill Team. This team, of course, some of you may have seen them in our Independence Parade, but I know you have not seen this type of display. These young persons have worked hard and have drilled hard. And I want you to observe, be embraced with it, and see what our young people are doing in Barbados. Welcome the Barbados Youth Service Drill Team.
Watch it, King Baba for the girl them again, yo. Baba. You girl, hey. They think they bad about, and them not bad enough. They think they bad about, and them not bad enough. They think they rough about, how we miraculous, are you miraculous? Girl, if you're bad, come show me what you got. Hey. Wine pon the thing, girl, bubble on this spot, girl, show me what you got. Wine pon the thing, don't stop. How are you, girl? Show me what you got. Hey. Wine pon the thing, girl, bubble on this spot, girl, show me what you got. Wine pon the thing, don't stop. How are you, girl? Jiggle. How are you jiggle on the thing, girl? Wiggle. How are you wiggle on the thing, girl? Bounce around like you are the number one. King Baba touchdown and they bump around. Now every girl has start to whine and go down.
She does it is provision. She says she's a country gal all the way. The gal look good. Stand up and she too and not Kimbo. She resourceful. Like a dojo. So you say, hey, party mash up again. Hey, girl them bubbling. Hey, bring all your friend them. Hey, yeah, party mash up again. Hey, girl them bubbling. Hey, bring all your friend them. Hey, everybody drinking. Hey, who cares what they thinking? Hey, beer fights. Everybody singing. Another, and we end up on the dance floor. With us in the air, tilting waist like we don't want to go home in the morning. Right, they walk up on you every sense. Come give me the wine, yeah, give me a bite to wine. They walk up on you every sense. Come give me the wine, yeah, give me a bite to wine. Back it up and show me, turn around and hold me. Let me start to back and I'll in here although you don't know me. I feeling so lucky, I'm getting out of day. Got me two hands around the waist, so look in my face. for me. But still I don't win a hole, don't win a hole, don't win a hole. Me I still break up, don't win a hole.
Ladies and gentlemen, did you enjoy that? I know you never thought that military type persons would be able to march like that. Certainly not to that music. So it kept us together, kept us moving. I saw many persons moving, and this is good, right? Yes, young people doing it their way. Ladies and gentlemen, it gives me great pleasure in introducing you to Mr. Peter Simmons, QCJP. Mr. Simmons has been a trustee of the Maria Holder Memorial Trust since its inception in 2009. He's also a trustee for the Brewster Trust. Both are charities registered here in Barbados. Mr. Simmons is an attorney at law and has been in private practice for 37 years. He served as a non-executive director at Republic Bank Barbados Limited from 2003 to 2018. He has been director at One Caribbean Media Limited since May 2012 and Massey United Insurance Limited since 2008. He served as a non-executive director of Barbados Shipping and Trading Company Limited for 6 years prior to its acquisition by Neil and Massey. He served as a director of the Barbados National Bank, Inc. and United Insurance Company Limited. He is also a Justice of the Peace in Barbados. He holds a Bachelor of Laws from the University of the West Indies and a Master's of Laws from the University of London. Ladies and gentlemen, join me in welcoming Mr. Peter Simmons, trustee, the Maria Holder Memorial Trust.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm not sure you really want to hear me after that display by the Barbados Youth Service and the Mother Sallies. However, it's a pleasure to be here in Silver Hill community
Prime Minister, members of Cabinet, I think I see Mr. Ford, Minister of Youth and Community Empowerment, Mr. Abrams, whom I haven't seen for a long time, Minister of Energy and Water and whatever else. Nice to see you. Other distinguished guests, residents of Silver Hill community, my colleagues from the Maria Holder Memorial Trust, and I also recognize Mr. Winston Yearwood, whom Minister Ford acknowledged earlier. I've known you for many years as Cassius Clay. Sweeter than a snow cone. Burp, burp. First, and on behalf of the Maria Holder Memorial Trust, I apologize for the absence of our chairman, Mr. Christopher Holder, and also the vice chairman, Mr. Chesterfield Brewster, at this afternoon's official opening. Regrettably and unavoidably, they are off island. Secondly, I should say that this center is in fact named after Chesterfield Brewster, who is the father of Chesterfield Nathaniel Brewster, who is the vice chairman and a co-founder of the Maria Holder Memorial Trust, and also the father of Mary Brewster, who is a trustee and who unavoidably is absent this afternoon. The involvement of the Maria Holder Memorial Trust came about because the last parliamentary representative for this constituency had approached Jane Armstrong sometime, I think, Jane, in 2015-16, with a request to assist in refurbishing and renovating this beautiful edifice that we have here. And as I am instructed, it led to a site visit by Jane, who, discerning the potential that was seen when she came to visit this community, she was able to convince our board that financing such a wonderful project would have a great impact for the Silver Hill community. I also will add that the project flowed from there, and it encompassed the playground development, which is, I think, just to the north there. I would ask you to note that a donation letter was signed on the 23rd of January 2016. Construction started just last year after requested changes and various exemptions and related issues which were resolved with the Ministry of Finance. Some 11 months later, and a push for practical completion occurred on the 10th of December 2019. And on the 12th of December, we were very pleased to be able to hand over the keys to this building and to the Ministry of Youth, Community and Empowerment. I know, Mr. Ford, you were very pleased. Our input for this building was $1 million US, and forgive me for using US as a reference currency, but we do help with the foreign exchange situation in Barbados. We ensure that you get lots. And when I say you, the government. In addition, our board recently agreed a sum of $40,000 US to help get the center up and running, inclusive of furniture and computers. And I am sure later on today, or this afternoon, you'll be able to go and see the computers. Mr. Ford, I hope they're working. It is fervently hoped that this center will provide a place of sport, leisure, and training where young people from this area can get information and access to services to meet their needs, address problems, learn new skills, improve life chances, and develop concepts of citizenship. The vision is that the Chesterfield Brewster Youth Empowerment Center will become a focal point in the community and provide positive and empowering experiences for young people and their families and the community as a whole. For me, I would say to you, the residents of the area, use and care this center. please, we have delivered, and I know Mr. Ford has just urged you to do likewise. And I believe he's going to be through and through the constituency and this area on a regular basis, encouraging every one of you to use the center and to care it. Look out for, enable, assist, and empower each other at all times. In terms of the road tennis courts, I know a lot about courts, mainly lawn tennis courts, but there's no difference. And in playing road tennis, there's going to be a winner and there's going to be a loser. And if I remember a little literature from school, drummed into me by my aunt, and if one knows Kipling, Rudyard Kipling, he had said one time, one just needs to be careful and remember triumph and disaster and treat those two imposters just the same. So, somebody's going to win and somebody's going to lose, but play fair, be a good sport. Today's opening and dedication ceremony celebrates another successful partnership between the government of Barbados and the Maria Holder Memorial Trust. And importantly now, you, the residents of the Silver Hill community. Providing transformational programs in a variety of areas for vulnerable youth is one of the goals of the Maria Holder Memorial Trust. And the center is very much part of an overall vision for the empowerment of young people in Barbados. This, in fact, is another milestone in our investment in Barbados, particularly in the southern or the southeastern section, having already funded the Watton Park play park near here, and the construction of the Gall Hill Nursery School nearby, which is one of our signature nursery schools, as well as the Oldbury Nursery School in St. Philip. Those two schools were at a cost of $6 million US. Our thanks goes out to many of you who have made the center a reality, and I believe on the program that I saw here, there is an acknowledgement of special thanks to many. On the back, I'm not going to read the names in the interest of time, but I have to single out Mark McGuire and his team from Cooper Coughlin, without whom we may not be here today. And I know before the proceedings started, Minister Ford, you engaged him for other reasons. I also have to single out and thank Jane Armstrong and the project management team at the Maria Holder Memorial Trust. Rochelle, I don't see Donna and I don't see Judith. However, I know it's International Women's Day, so to all of the women here in Silver Hill, in this community, I say congrats to you all. It hasn't been lost on me that our Prime Minister is also a lady, as is our Governor General. Prime Minister and members of Cabinet, I think you're aware of our current memorandum of understanding that we have with government, which has a total commitment on Barbados projects of about $45 million US, with total expenditure to date in excess of $30 million. Our MOU expires at the end of this year, and my co-founders, Christopher Holder and Chesterfield Brewster, have a passion for philanthropy and charity. And they have publicly and openly declared, more particularly Christopher, that he wants to benefit Barbados. We look forward to having that conversation with you. And Minister Abrams, I don't see you as I say, there's also a possible school to be built, I believe, in your constituency. I don't know if you're aware of that, but you better get in the queue. We have already delivered in Christchurch in a big way. So, Prime Minister, members of Cabinet, distinguished guests, thank you for having me here. We look forward to further discussions with you, and I really enjoy being in Silver Hill and to see the Mother Sally, and all the Barbados used to service. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Simmons. This evening we continue our program, but as our young people from Christchurch Girls' School come on stage, I would like to ask the driver of MB 8202 to please remove your vehicle. MB 8202. Thank you. The Christchurch Girls' School Choir is a young one, and it is made up of 35 students between the ages of 9 and 10. It was formed only in September 2018 because the principal envisioned the choir being used as a tool to develop the confidence of the girls and, of course, to showcase the talents of the Christchurch Girls' School students. They have Miss Donna Huntington and Mrs. Tricia Rochford, both teachers at the school, as their directors. Ladies and gentlemen, the Christchurch Girls' School Choir.
Don't look back, don't be scared. We have dreams and we're still here.
the Christchurch Girls' School. The lyrics in the song, very fitting for today's event, the opening of the Chesterfield Brewster Youth Empowerment Center. Dream, sing the song, power in the voice. All these things will happen here at the Chesterfield Brewster Youth Empowerment Center. And certainly it is a really welcoming song as well for today, International Women's Day. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I also see it as a very interesting introduction to our next speaker because, again, dream, sing the song, power in voice, can also describe our next speaker, our Honorable Prime Minister of Barbados. Ladies and gentlemen, we welcome Honorable Mia Amor Motley, Prime Minister of Barbados, to the Silver Hill community.
Thank you very much, Wanda. Ministers of Government, members of the Maria Holder Memorial Trust, ladies and gentlemen, residents of Silver Hill, in front, behind, to the side, and all about here. Let me say first and foremost how grateful we are to the Maria Holder Memorial Trust for continuing to make a significant difference in the lives of Barbadians. You have stepped in to fill a void for the country, in many respects at a time when the country has needed it most. We have seen over the course of the last decade difficult economic times that have put at risk our social capital, have put at risk the quality of experience that our young people and that our people who may not be otherwise so able to be able to enjoy in this country. And you didn't have to do it. You really didn't have to do it. And Barbadians, first and foremost, I think, would want me to thank you from the bottom of our hearts for your continued commitment to making sure that the people of this country can live better at all levels. Thank you. And I don't intend to be long today. I have another speech just after 5:30 in another location. But I want to speak very quickly and very poignantly, not just to those in front of me, but to those to the side, to the back, out yonder, and all over. Because we have a responsibility to make this the best place to live, the best place to raise children, the best place to do the things that we can do with the life that God has given us and the breath that God has given us. When we leave here today, we can decide where we want to go. We can go down to Oystons, we can go home, we can go to town, we can go to the airport. Life is fundamentally about choices. When we're going to eat next, we're going to decide what we got there and what we want to eat, if we want to eat, how we want to eat. And that's why even in terms of building back this economy, we are so consumed about giving you the right to choose, because freedom is choice. If you can't choose freely, it means that something is hobbling you, something is stopping you, something is curtailing you. That you would like to eat this kind of food, but you can't really afford it, you got to eat that kind of food. Or you need to eat this kind of food because you got diabetes, but you really would have preferred to eat that kind of food. And I know about those last ones. Not that I have diabetes. but I understand the difficulties and the choices that you make in life. And part and parcel of our responsibility, you parents, aunts, uncles, fathers, godfathers, godmothers, brothers, sisters, all of we, is that we have a duty to raise up our young people. And we have a duty to raise up our young people in the way in which their lives can be productive and in where they can make a difference. I was pleased to see the young people who are here today. And Cassius, I'm pleased to see you here, because many may not know the trials and tribulations that you have been through. But when people tell me that things tight or things difficult or things hard, as I said this morning on radio in speaking about International Women's Day, there are so many women in this country who face all kinds of tribulations, but whose resilience allowed them to raise so many families in this country to be productive families and productive men and women. And if they could have done it when times were more difficult, when labor was more backbreaking, when the options for what you could say or you could do publicly were not there, because the society didn't admit that luxury for you, when there was not a Me Too movement, if they could do it then, imagine how much more we can do it now. Life is about choices. And I ask the people of Silver Hill to make the choice to take your children and determine that you want to see them in a youth service uniform, or you want to see them on a platform singing and entertaining and making you proud. You don't want to see them in the middle of the road bleeding. I ask the people of Silver Hill to make the determination that you want to be able to say that even though things may have been hard along the way, you stayed the course, and your children have now achieved A, B, C, or they're making you proud. Or like how tears would come to your eyes when you see them get up and do certain things. And these certain things don't only got to be on a stage, but when you see them go and help an old lady living alone who nobody went to help for the last 2-3 days, and you see them go and do it without anybody telling them they have to go and do it, tears come to your eyes. Because you know you did a good job in allowing them to feel that they have to take care of the people around them. Or when you see them take time to take the younger children in the community and understand how they must play a role in helping them through the homework, or helping them through learn to play road tennis, or learn to do the other things, while at the same time reinforcing in them that right is right and wrong is wrong, and that there is no other way to describe it. We have choices to make about how we live our life, about how we raise our children, and about how we build our society. My government has made its choices. We determined that we want to spend money to be able to allow your children to go to university or to community college or the polytechnic if they want to go. And they must not be prevented from going because people cannot afford it in this country, because that is who we are as a people. We have equally made the choice that the training that regrettably stopped in the large numbers from St. Lucie to St. Philip, from St. John to St. James, across St. Michael and Christchurch, all across the island, will not only be resumed, but will be significantly expanded. And to that extent, Parliament voted last Friday night $2.5 million for cultural training island-wide and $2.5 million for sports training island-wide. Life is about choices. The Parliament also voted money to make sure that the trust loans which we have put out there for not just young people but older people, people who have a good idea, they want to be able, and Minister Ford has been the perfect example of unlocking creative and entrepreneurial talent, so that when he talks about blockpreneurs, I am prepared to use that word because I understand what he means by a blockpreneur. Youngsters moving from the block and taking a chance to build business in this country. And you don't start large. You don't start tall star. You start down there and you build up and you build up and you build up and you build up. And I say to the people, and part and parcel of the hardest part of the last 9 months has been trying to stabilize a country that has required so many meetings that I have not been able to rub as much shoulders as I would like. But I say to you that I have started the resumption of the rubbing shoulders. Why? Because you can't make this journey alone. And sometimes you have to stop and reason with people as I am reasoning with you today. And I'm saying to you that it was the reasoning that allowed my government to understand that if we left you only to the vagaries of the banks or the credit unions, some of you could not go and buy a tray and buy the fruit to start a little business so that you could feed your children. Or some of you who run in machines and are machinists can't go and buy an extra machine because you have no money and no collateral and nobody to sign for you. And you got to give away your mother, your father, plot, everything. But with the trust loans, and this is the point that I want to make, that my government is breaking ground where no other government has broken ground in trusting you. Now, whether we can continue depends on everybody understanding that we have a role to play together. Because if the people who benefit don't pay back, then the country won't have the opportunity to keep it going and going and going and going. But if the people who benefit pay back, you know you get the opportunity to be able to borrow up to twice the amount. So that instead of a 5,000, you can borrow up to 10,000. And if you only need 1,500, don't borrow 5 because 5 can break you. Borrow what you need. But more importantly, what are we doing? We are allowing you to create a credit history. And these young people don't start with no credit history. So that we need them to come in the system and to begin to understand that if they got good ideas, let's take a chance and let it work. And by building that credit history, then at some point you're going to move beyond the trust loans to the formal banking and credit union societies for you to move on. But the other point is this, that if we do it and we are working well together, 10 million this year, 10 million next year that come in now. That is 20, and the government will only by the end of the year be in for less than 2 years. By the next year, it's going to be 30. By the next year, it's going to be 40. By the next year, it's going to be 50. And if you do what I feel you would love to do, and I would love you to do whenever I call that time, it might reach to 100. The simple point is this. That can only happen if you keep your side of the bargain. It can only happen if you keep your side of the bargain. And we have seen it. Because in companies like the Barbados Mortgage Finance Corporation, that was established to give people with lower incomes access to money to buy their houses in this country over the last 40 years, the default rate was less than 3%. You understand what I'm telling you? That only 3 out of every 100 people failed to pay back. And study yourself. Bajans generally understand that you have to pay back. That is how meeting terms work. If I'm in a meeting term with you and I don't pay my part, how the meeting term gonna work? It busts up. And that is why the loans are called trust loans. Now, why am I spending the time telling you this? Because life is about choices. And in the same way we put the money in educational fees, we put the money in training, we put the money to give you a chance from ground level, when nobody else is giving people a chance in this country. I'm also asking you to also make the choices as parents, as persons who are adults in neighborhoods. Let us raise our children together. Let us raise our children together. And that is what I take as the gift from Maria Holders Trust in Silver Hill. That they are prepared to create a public space where your children can go into this center and they can learn things that can help them and help you and help the community and help their country. We don't want to see anybody come and put garbage around this building, because we're going to make the choice to take care of this building, and we're going to make the choice for our children to enjoy this building. We don't want to come and see anybody write up anything for the building. Don't care, it's not your child, you're going to stop it, because this is our space. In Africa, there's a saying of a word, there's a word called Ubuntu. U-B-U-N-T-U. Who don't know about it, go and read about it. And you know why it's powerful? Because it says one thing, and I leave you with this. It means I am because we are. I want to repeat it. I am because we are. And the brethren out there should understand that, because that is the principle upon which we exist. I can only be if I accept that we can exist as a people. And therefore, the individualism that allow you to say, I care about he, or I care about she, means that you don't understand your relationship to family, to community, or to this earth, to this country. And if we have to drill it and drill it and drill it, like if we carry the whole country to school, well then let me carry the country to school for the next 4 years. Because this is the only way we are going to protect our space, protect our families, protect our communities, and protect our country. And I ask you in this community, as I will in so many other communities across Barbados, will you join me on board in being able to make the choice to raise our children together as a nation? Because what we see must not continue. With those aspects of it that see us, regrettably, seeing too many of our young people not understanding that the choices that they make now may preclude the future that you and I want for them. The government cannot do it alone. You and I can't do it alone. You can't do it alone. But the one thing I know is working together, we can and we shall. God bless you all.
Thank you very much, Prime Minister. At this point, I'd like to invite Prime Minister Motley, Honorable Adrien Ford, Mr. Peter Simmons, Mr. Winston Cassius Clay Yearwood, and Miss Akasha Callender to please follow the head usher as we're moving towards the unveiling and ribbon cutting ceremony. Director of Youth, Miss Jane Armstrong, and trust officials,